We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here with my brother Tim. And today we have 5 games in the NHL. We have how many games in the NBA, Tim?
I believe it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 games in the NBA.
10 games in the NBA, and then we have this World Series game as well.
There's another one tonight?
Yeah, there's another one tonight. Yeah, we have game 2 between the Braves and the Astros. But you guys all know what we do. Before we get into today's slate, before we break down today's games, we go over what went right and what went wrong last night.
Oh boy.
Can we start with baseball to get that done and over with?
Yeah.
The Astros didn't show up. All right. And then looking at NBA, Tim, how did NBA do last night? I didn't play any.
Let's see. Last night I had bets on all 5 games. With important beating line movements, and I'll explain that one in a minute. My last Woody standing pick was the under in the New York Knicks Philadelphia Phillies game, Philadelphia 76ers game. That one cashed 112.99. That was good. Golden State won by 8 points, missed covering by 1 point. That sucked. Beating line movements. I had the San Antonio Spurs plus 5.5. I cashed that. If you bet them later on in the day, tough luck. I had the Nuggets plus 7. That one didn't work out, but in my fairness, Nikola Jokic went out in the second quarter.
Well, you couldn't handicap an injury? Come on, man.
Most important play or beating line movement. I got the under 223.5 in that Dallas Mavericks game. The line at the end of the game, right before the game, was 220. If you had the under when I got it, you cashed. If you had the under at the beginning of the game, you didn't. The game finished 222. I cashed that bet. So I got very lucky, but I was able to cash 2 of my bets just by beating line movements. I missed one of them by a point. It could have easily been a 4-1, maybe even a 5-0 night. I really didn't deserve to have a shot at that Golden State one when they were down freaking 14 points at halftime, or whatever it was. 10 points at halftime, 11 points at halftime. But other than that, I don't know. It's you just gotta bet games early. I already have these games bet. I bet the games for today before yesterday's games even started. So important. Beat your line movements. Bet games early. If you cannot bet games early, you're going to miss out. So, other than that, I think it was ultimately a little bit of a profitable day in basketball. Missed the Houston play, but we'll go ahead and move on. Nick?
Yeah, and the NHL, apparently the last couple of days, the NHL wants to just kick me when I'm down. I needed the Anaheim Ducks to win to have a profitable day in the NHL. They were up 3-2 with 1:20 to go. Winnipeg pulls the goalie, scores 2 goals in 19 seconds. That's all she wrote. Yeah, I did not have a good night last night. I had the New Jersey Devils. I had the Pittsburgh Penguins, team total and money line. I beat a 20-cent line movement, but I got them at plus 27. They closed plus 107 on my book. Guess what? Beating line movements doesn't guarantee you a winner, but it definitely helps you profitable long term. I had Nashville minus 130. They closed minus 140. That one cashed. I had the first period over in Vegas and Colorado. First period over cashed. The under hit in the full game. So it does go both ways in hockey. Hockey's a little bit different than baseball. And then I had I added, if you guys are following the community posts, I added first period over with Seattle and Montreal. Seattle scored 2 in the first period. Montreal scored 1 over and 1.5 hits. So I went 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4 in hockey. So it is what it is. 1, 2, 3 and 5. My bad. 3 and 5. So it is what it is. It happens. We have a slate today. I'm looking at tomorrow's slate a little bit. I'm in love with tomorrow's slate a lot more than I am today. Only 5 games in the NHL, so should be a good one.
Yeah. Go to the chat for a minute. What up, my guys? Let's cash it. Let's cash it today. Hit the like one, people. Shake my head at the Warriors last night. I think OKC lightly played down to them and then got down, had to fight back. Yeah, they didn't cover the 9.5. I realized I had the 9 on my for my official bet. So it's okay. New day. We got a full slate of NBA games. Astros got blown out last night. Spurs blew their lead as well. Yeah, I realized that one. That one kind of sucked. But I had the Spurs plus 5.5, so I cashed mine. Good morning. Let's cash today. Let's get it. We're gonna go change stuff up for today. I didn't type up that baseball game. What's the line on that one?
-112 for the Astros.
So it's Atlanta.
So I'll start breaking down. We have the Atlanta Braves at the Houston Astros, Game 2 of the World Series. Astros are on -110, -112. Around even money, +102. Run back here with the Atlanta Braves. Max Fried, Jose Urquidy is your pitching matchup. Total of 8.5 in this game. And I'm going to be pretty plain simply short and sweet with this one. I'm passing on this game. I don't think I'll bet another World Series game, to be completely honest. MLB playoffs have absolutely kicked my ass. If we look at here, I'm 10-19 in the MLB playoffs. I'm down 10 units. I have no interest in betting this. I'm just going to let my future ride out. I have the Houston Astros plus 550 to win the World Series. So that's what I'm going to be rooting for. I like the Astros to win this game. I like the Astros to tie up the series and head back to Atlanta, tied 1-1. I like Jose Urquidy in this spot. I'm not betting the game, though. I'm just going to ride out my future.
That's fair. Yeah, looking at it, Max Fried, Jose Urquidy. Fried's actually been pretty solid throughout these playoffs. Urquidy he's been all right. He got hammered the last time when he pitched against Boston. And that's the only time he's really pitched in this playoffs. If anything in this game, I'd be leaning towards the over. I think that last night I didn't bet it. I had the Astros, didn't bet the over. I think the over would probably be the only play I'd be interested in right now. Just because yesterday was kind of a feeling out period, and now we get the real deal from, I think, the offenses. At least I think Houston shows up tonight. Even though Max Fried's been pitching pretty well, I think he gets tagged up. I think Urquidy gets tagged up. I think we see 10 to 11 runs in today's game. It'd be a lean towards the over, but personally, I'm not getting into this World Series game. I think I'm pretty close to done with MLB for the year as well. It's been just a long grind, and at this point, it's the World Series, and we don't need to go and bet it just because it's on TV. So.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think this line's spot on. I'd probably have this game around -110, -110, -115 for the Astros if I had to make a line for it.
That's fine. Back to the chat. Time to shake and bake. Shake back.
Shake and bake.
Good morning. Always a pleasure to be here with you guys. Always a pleasure to have you guys. From now on, betting NBA's early line movement crushed me last night. Yeah, you should have already had the games bet by now. Night before, hey, just to let you know, I'm always at my desk when the lines just come out. That's when you want them, especially if you get the right sides. I bet my games anywhere from 4 o'clock area, 4 to 5, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when the lines come out. That's when I'm betting them. That's when I get the freshest of lines, so that
so fresh.
Yeah. Braves win tonight. I wouldn't be surprised. Suppness. You can start the stream now. We're good, Nick. And we're gonna switch it up a little bit because normally we go NBA into NHL. We're gonna start with Nick's gig tonight. We'll start off in the NHL. This one is at 7 o'clock. The Detroit Pistons are in the nation's capital, taking on the Capitals.
You want to try that one more time? It's the Red Wings, not the Pistons. We're in NHL. We're not in NBA. You said the Pistons.
The the Red Wings against the Capitals. Red Wings 3-2-1 this year. And then the Capitals 4-0-2. We get a total of 6, and the Washington Capitals are 200 favorites in this, minus 200 favorites, minus 210 on some books. Where are you looking in this one?
Yeah, looking at this one here, looking at where we're looking at for goaltenders, it's going to be Vitek Vanacek in net for Washington confirmed, and Alex Nedeljkovic expected in net for these Red Wings. And looking at this game, I had this game priced around minus 200, minus 215. I don't see any value on the money line. One place I am targeting, though, is I like the team total over 3.5 for the Washington Capitals. Washington, the last few games, have put up 7, 3, 4, and 3. They've gone over in 3 of their last 4 games, and they're putting up 4.33 goals allowed per game. On the other side, the Detroit Red Wings are giving up 3.5 goals a game, which is 26th in the NHL. They gave up 3 to the Red Wings 3 to the Blackhawks last game. Blackhawks have been struggling, and they still gave up 3 goals to them. 6 goals to the Montreal Canadiens, which before that game did not score more than 1 goal in a game. 3 against Calgary. So this is a team that's going to give up goals, and we all know if you need to get a goal scorer prop in this one, it's the grade 8. He's chasing Wayne Gretzky. You could probably get Alexander Ovechkin to score a goal for like minus 110. Like that's the type of odds you're getting on Ovechkin to score goals these days. With the grade 8. My bad. It's even money on my book. So even money for Ovechkin to score a goal. You need to get to a goal scorer prop. They're going to feed him the puck. Looking at a first period in this one, if you need to get to a first period play, it'd probably lean towards the over. Washington's gone over in 4 of their 6 first periods. Detroit has gone over in 3 of their 6. So 4 of 6 for Washington, 3 out of 6 for Detroit. So that would be leaning towards a first period over in that game, 1.5 at minus 135. But I'm going to go with the team total over 3.5 for Washington. This is a minus 120. I see a nice little spot here for that.
Okay, that works. Go back to the chat. Guy who wins money. Let's go, Earle. Let's smash the like button. Let's get it. Bill McDonald coming in here and saying the Hornets bounce back. I believe they're against Orlando tonight. Right? Yeah, they're against Orlando. 5.5 point favorites. We'll see. I don't know if I got to that game, but we'll discuss the NBA in just a little bit. We actually get real quick. There was an announcement on MLB. Nelson Cruz wins the Roberto Clemente Award.
Okay,
there you go. Sorry, I figured I'd bring that one up. We get to move on. We get the Boston Bruins in Florida taking on the Panthers. Panthers 6-0 this year. Really good start to the year for them. Boston not too shabby themselves with 3-1 record coming into this. Florida minus 128 favorites in this game, total of 5.5. Are they staying undefeated, Nick?
Absolutely. There's no other way you can look in this game, in my opinion, than looking at the Florida Panthers in this spot. I had them priced around minus 140, minus 145 in this game. So I do see some value here on the home undefeated favorite. The Florida Panthers so far are 5-1 against the spread. And not only are they winning games, but they're winning them by margin. And not only are they winning them by margin, they're beating good teams. Granted, the last 2 games they've played were against Philly and Arizona, but they have 2 4-1 wins and a 5-1 win against 3 teams that in the beginning of the year I could be like, yeah, they're going to compete for a Stanley Cup this year: Tampa Bay, Colorado, and the New York Islanders. This is a good Panthers team. This is another team that I'm not surprised that they're undefeated. What I'm more surprised about is how much they've beaten their opponents by. They're averaging 4.5 goals a game. They're only allowing 2. And if we get Spencer Knight in net, I will probably sprinkle the puck line in this game at around plus 185. I'm just hoping it's not going to be Sergei Bobrovsky. They need to just keep playing Spencer Knight. That kid is amazing in net. And then it's going to be Linus Ullmark in net for Boston. I think they're going to absolutely light up Boston tonight. I would also lean towards the team total over. The only way I would get out of this bet is if they announced today that they fired their head coach, which Coach Q was part of the Blackhawks in 2010. We don't know what type of reparations are going to be taking place there. If they announce that they're getting rid of Quinville, I will hedge myself out of this play. But if not, I'm going to ride with the undefeated Florida Panthers. This team looks deadly. This team, it looks like they're out for blood. And this is the team I'm going to ride all season long. Give me the Florida Panthers in this spot at a short minus 128 price.
That's fair. That's fair. I like that. We'll go ahead. We can go ahead and move on. I know you love this matchup coming up. We get the Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. And I know that most of the people in our hockey chat are really happy for me to say the Chicago Blackhawks, I'm not going to say the actual name that they like, have not won a game this year. 0-5-1. Just not a good team so far this year. On the other side, the Toronto Maple Leafs 2-4-1 have not been good this year. Total of 6, and Toronto is a minus 200 favorite. You laying that big price against the Chicago team?
Hell no. This is the only game I'm not in play in today. And if this goes up to plus 200, I probably will be in play in this one. This is a dog or pass spot for me here. And it's not because this is just a spot where I would be betting a line, not a team. Here's the problem with the Blackhawks here. Besides all their off the ice stuff, no Devon Taves, no Patrick Kane in this one. They lost their two biggest players. There's a reason why Toronto's minus 200 favorite in this one. Am I going to be laying a puck and a half to bet the Maple Leafs? Hell no. I'm not touching this Leafs team. I'm not touching this Blackhawks team until they prove to me that they are worth betting. And with no Kane, with no Devon Taves, or no Jonathan Taves, my bad, this is absolutely not a team I'm interested in betting. And with all the allegations, we don't know where the heads of the players are with all these things. So this is an easy stay away spot. But if we get enough Maple Leafs money where I can get a plus 200 on the Chicago Blackhawks, I might have to pull the trigger. But this is probably the easiest pass for me here. And if there was, I can't believe I would be saying this this early in the season. A Toronto Maple Leafs game's a 1-800-GAMBLER. So, yeah, this is definitely a
stop it. Get some help.
Game, because there's no reason we should be laying minus 200 with the Toronto Maple Leafs in this game. Yes, I'm wearing this jersey today. Yes, it's just the jersey I picked up. This is why I need more jerseys, and that's why I'm ordering more jerseys. But I mean, this is a spot where the only spot I can go is the Blackhawks, though. At this price, that's the only spot I can go. Am I betting this? Absolutely not. There's no reason to bet this game. Pass.
That's fair. Poop Hawks suck. You know, you're gonna be on the Leafs. Okay, Terry, are you laying the minus 200? What are you doing with this game? Chicago is a total mess. Yeah. No, Nick. Ouch. Don't set your money on fire betting the Hawks.
Yeah.
Easy pass. We'll go ahead and go to a game that might be a little bit more appealing to Nick. You get the Vegas Golden Knights going into Dallas, facing off against the Stars. Dallas is a minus 140-ish favorite in this game, total of 5.5. Vegas 2-4 to start off the year, 3-3 for Dallas. Where are you looking in this game, Nick?
Under. Plain and simply, we get two teams. We get in net's gonna be Laurent Brossoit and Braden Holtby for these two teams. And plain and simple, one thing I would also lean toward a draw in this game, by the way, as well. I like the under 5.5 in this one. This is a spot where Dallas, they've gone under in all 5 games, and the scores of their games 4-1, 3-2, 2-1, 3-2, 3-1, 3-2. They average 1.83 goals per game, which is 30th in the NHL. They only give up 2.5 goals a game, which is 6th in the NHL. This is a defensive-minded, conservative play-calling Dallas Stars team. And they're going up against a banged-up Vegas team who is coming off of a hard-fought win. Get that, win. They beat the Colorado Avalanche after losing 4 straight games against the LA Kings, St. Louis Blues, Edmonton Oilers, and the New York Islanders. They head into Colorado and get a 3-1 win, cashing the under in that game as well. They've gone under in 3 of their last 4 games. They're still without Pacioretty. They're still without Stone. They are without Alex Martinez. They are without Nolan Patrick. They are without Matthias Janmark. They're without Alex Tuck. They're without Zach Whitecloud. My bad. This is a banged up Vegas team. There's only one other spot I would go into this game, and that would be the Dallas Stars. But the thing is, you needed to bet the Stars last night when they were minus 115. I was looking to do that and never pulled the trigger on it. I like the under a little bit better. Under 5.5 is where I'm going to go in this game with a lean towards the Stars. And there's no way I can bet the Stars in regulation because we know this is going to end. This is going to go to overtime because the Stars can't win a game in regulation. I don't think they've won a game in regulation all year long. So actually they beat they lost that game. Their only wins are in overtime. The only times they haven't gone to overtime, a 4-1 loss versus Columbus, a 3-2 loss versus Ottawa, and a 3-1 loss versus Boston. So under 5.5 in this game, lean towards the draw play as well. Did not bet the draw though. Probably won't.
No, that's kind of an interesting approach to it. I don't mind that. Leafs in regulation. That's fine.
That's fair.
Put $1 on the Leafs. Wow,
nope.
Big balling.
Nope.
Big balling. On the under as well. There you go. Dallas is a great draw team.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if we see Terry Edelman's card later and it doesn't have Dallas Vegas draw on it.
That's fair. Well, you get one more hockey game to talk about. You get the Philadelphia Flyers, almost called them the Sixers, going up against the Edmonton Oilers. Oilers are minus 185 favorite, total of 6.5. Flyers 2-1-0-1 this year. And the Edmonton Oilers undefeated 5-0 to start the year. Where are you looking in this game?
Yeah, I remember last night I said the only team I'm surprised is still undefeated is the Edmonton Oilers, mainly because of their goaltending problems. It's most likely going to be, I believe, Mikko Koskinen in net, and once again, which absolutely scares the crap out of me. And it's Carter Hart on the other side here. There's no way I'm laying this price with Mikko Koskinen in net. They still are without Oscar Klefbom. They're without 2 of their better goalies with Smith and Stalock. I'm on the over in this game. Plain and simple, these 2 teams put up goals. Edmonton, the last 4 games have put up at least 5 goals a game. 5-2 against Calgary, 6-5 versus Anaheim, 5-1 versus Arizona, 5-3 versus Vegas. Plain and simple, they're going to have to outscore their opponents because their defense and their goaltending sucks. On the other side, we have the Philadelphia Flyers, where they've gone over in 3 of their 4 games so far this season. The only time they didn't go over was because the line was a 6.5 against the Florida Panthers, which they lost 4-2. But their other games, 6-3, 6-1, and 5-4 loss in shootout. This is a game where I see offense. If you need goal scoring props, Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid. I think those are the obvious ones. So I like the over 6.5. I'm not a fan of 6.5s, but this is one where I'm going to bet the over 6.5. I expect goals. I expect goals in bunches in this one. Philadelphia is averaging 4.5 goals a game. They give up, which is 3rd in the NHL. They give up 3 goals a game, which is 18th in the NHL. On the other side, number 2 in the NHL, 4.6 goals scored per game. These Edmonton Oilers. Give me the over 6.5 here on this last game.
I like it. I don't mind that at all. Yes, I am. I had the under in the Philadelphia game last night. I will be in, and I'll let you know when we go over the game. I'll let you know which pick will be my last Woody standing for today, and it will be in this game. So we'll go ahead and move on to some NBA. But before, I think we had a couple of chat. The Heat beat the Nets tonight. We will go over that one, and I'm in the same boat as you. You can start off, Nick. Go ahead and introduce the games.
Yeah, we have the Charlotte Hornets taking on the Orlando Magic in this one. Charlotte 5.5-point favorites in this game. This line's dropped a little bit. Some Orlando money coming in overnight on this one. Total of 220 in this game. What are we looking at for this one?
I will say out of the 10 games, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now 7 plays. This is one of the games I did not get to. I'm just typing in a play that I just put in on the site, and I just wanted to get this one in real quick. Add that. This is just one of the games I did not get to. Just to be honest, you're getting Orlando, who I believe is on a back-to-back. No, they didn't play last night. You're getting an Orlando team that has not played well. You get a Charlotte team that has been playing quite well. Could be a good bounce-back spot for Charlotte. I'm really just not understanding what we're getting from this team just yet. Just because, yeah, they're 3-1 to start off the year, lost to Boston, but they beat Pacers, who fell apart. They beat the Cavs, and they beat a Brooklyn team that I'm still not sure of what we're getting from them. It would be a lean towards Charlotte just because they're the better team overall. I think they could definitely win by double digits in Orlando. Orlando is not a good team, but this one's a pass for me. This is one of 3 games that I did not bet on today's slate, so just not interested.
Fair enough. Yeah, looking at this one for me, I have this game priced at 6.5. So last night when I was looking at this game, I have no interest in it. Now it's a slight lean towards the Charlotte Hornets in this one. But I feel like the play here is plain and simply what we've been riding most of the season with the Orlando Magic, and that's the team total under here. Team total under 107, I think, could be a decent look in this game. I only have 2 plays on this NBA slate, and this is not one of them. One of them comes in next game. But I would be leaning towards that team total under here with the Orlando Magic. Mainly, when we look at their game lines here, they put up 110 against New York. That was the only time they broke 100 this year. 97 against San Antonio Spurs, 96 against the Knicks the first game, 90 against the Miami Heat. I don't think they put up more than 100 in this game. Team total under is where I would look if I would be getting anything in this one.
And then also keep in mind, P.J. Washington out tonight for Charlotte, and Terry Rozier is doubtful to play with an ankle injury. So this Charlotte team is down 2 players now, 2 of their starters. So I would just be this is one of the games I'm staying off of. So we'll see what goes on. Matthews will get a hat trick tonight.
Probably. I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. This is not going to be a good Blackhawks team right now. I'm just saying at the price of plus 200, if it gets there, I will bet the Blackhawks strictly for a value point.
Fair enough. Thanks, AJs. Yeah, the under. I don't mind the under at all because the only concern is that if Charlotte plays their game and really runs up the tempo, even if Orlando scores 100, you could still see 100 and a good 140 out of Charlotte if they really push the pace and are hitting tonight. Yeah, it would definitely be a lean towards the under. I just didn't get to it. Washington minus 1.5 and over 6.
Yeah, I would lean that way.
Okay. Boston, Florida, minus 3.5.
Or no, 3 overtime. No, I see Florida taking care of business in this one. I would lean towards the puck line.
Well, there you go. We'll go ahead and move on. And I know who mentioned in the chat. Bill McDonald already mentioned this game in the chat.
Yeah, this is one of the ones I have a play on. We had the Brooklyn Nets hosting the Miami Heat in this one. Now down to a 4. I believe it's down to a 3.5 on our book now. I got this line early. I beat a line movement on this one. Yeah. Total of 220.5 in this game. Can I go first on this one?
Sure.
All right. I'm on the Miami Heat. I got them at plus 4.5 in this game. I had this game lined around a pick 'em. I had this game priced at Brooklyn minus 1. So I think that there's some value here with the Miami Heat in this game. I did not bet the money line. I just took the points. The money line is now down to a plus 145. I guess I would lean that way. And plain simple, Miami's not looked half bad this year. They're 2-1 so far this season. Their only loss was an overtime game against Indiana. But other than that, they took care of business in their first game, 137-95 against the Bucks. They won by 17 against, granted, the Orlando Magic. But this is a Miami Heat team I'm looking to back, and we all know that the public loves the Brooklyn Nets.
Yes.
This is a team that the public's going to hammer all year long. And maybe also a lean towards the under. Brooklyn's gone under in all 4 of their games so far this year. They went under 228.5, under 232.5, under 224, under 234. They haven't had a total as low as 220.5. That's what's going to end up keeping me off of this total. But I mean, they've put up 194. They put up 206. They put up 223, and they put up 231. So they would have gone 2-2 to this total. So be leaning towards the under, but I'm on the Miami Heat. I got them at plus 4.5. They're not down to 3.5.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind the under as well. Once again, we're both on the Heat in this one. Looking at it, you get a fully healthy Kyrie Lowry now, he has been questionable for the past couple of games. He had I believe it was an ankle injury. An ankle injury that was bothering him the first couple of games of the year. He is good to go now. He's fine. And you're going to see a full performance out of it. I just don't think this Brooklyn Nets team is going to be all that good until they get their big gun, until they get Kyrie Irving back.
That flat earther.
And I really don't know if even with that they really do much. I'm a believer in a couple other teams in this East rather than Brooklyn. I think the Knicks have a decent shot. I think the Hawks would be my favorite to win the East right now. I know it's a little bit bonkers to say. I think Boston's up there.
Milwaukee,
obviously Milwaukee's got a shot. Miami's up there as well. I just have a bunch of teams above Brooklyn right now, and I just until they prove me otherwise. Yes, they're 2-2 this year. They've actually got a couple wins, but I'm just not too high on this Brooklyn Nets team right now. So for right now, I'm on Miami in this game. I think at least they cover, probably a sprinkle on the money line as well. So that's where we're going to go in this game. Probably lean towards the under because you're going to get 2 defensive teams coming at this one.
Sounds good. Good.
Nets not as good this year. No, they're not. No, they really aren't. None of us had a good day yesterday. Let's turn it around. I had a decent day in NBA. I had 3-2 day out of my 5 plays, so I'm not going to complain about that one. Panthers all the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Toronto, Chicago under 6. I know Nick's against you on that one.
Staying now for that one. I don't have this. Has that game has 4-2 written all over it.
That's fair.
Next game here, the Indiana Pacers head to Toronto, take on the Raptors here. A pick 'em here in this game. Total 215 in this matchup. Where are you looking at for this game?
I gotta see if there's any injuries or anything in this one. Pascal Siakam's still out. I'm concerned about my play now. This one opened up at a 220. It's down to 215.5 as a total. I don't know what's going on. I got the over in this game at 220. I'm just a little bit concerned now that it's dropped 4.5 points. I was thinking about making this one my last Woody, but it's kind of making me a little bit nervous. Not gonna lie. We'll see if this one ends up being it. Right now, this one's the front runner. Levert's out. Yeah, Levert's been out. He has not played a game this year, so I don't really see the impact that would make. I still like the over in this game. I probably will still put it as my last Woody standing pick at 215.5. If we look at the Pacers this year, they just have been running up the pace. They're Pacers. Okay. They've gone over their first 2 games. They did go under against a very good defensive Miami team and then a very good defensive Milwaukee team. They went under. Now they're going up against a Toronto team that's not particularly good defensively. And I know they've struggled themselves a little bit, but I still lean towards the over in this game. I think Indiana pushes the pace enough. And it's an up and down game where you get at least 110 points apiece. I like the over. I'm going over in this one. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm still going over. Yeah, Levert's out, but I really don't take your hat.
It looks like the under has been hammered. At 217, 82% of the money, 60% of the tickets are on the over, but 82% of the money is on the under, 83% of the money on 216 and a half, 216, 94%, 215, 94%. So it looks like this is being hammered down by the betting public or by the bettors.
Yeah, I'll see whether or not I actually pick this one as my last Woody standing. We'll see. I probably end up will, but we'll see when we get there. Blackhawks run line is minus 148. Still think under is the way to go.
Yeah, I would lean towards that minus 148, but if you can get a minus 120 or minus 130, minus 125, if you want to bet the Blackhawks, Lex Steele, wait. Plain and simply, wait. The line's only going to get better for the Blackhawks because everybody's going to hammer the Leafs today.
That's fair.
If you like the Leafs, bet them now.
Somehow my video skipped far back. I was wondering why you're commenting on the hockey games while we're going over this. I'm looking at hockey. I know, right?
I mean, you're in the better part of the stream, so that's fine.
Salute. Good choice because NBA changed rules.
Yeah, maybe.
Don't do it. Oh, he's referring to Hawks. Yeah, okay. All right, fair enough. We'll go ahead and move on. We'll talk about a better Hawks then.
Yeah, we got the Atlanta Hawks and the New Orleans Pelicans in this spot here. Atlanta 6-point road dogs in this one here, around a plus 200 run back here with the Pels. Total 219 and a half in this one. Where are you looking at for this game?
I'm on the Hawks, and it's going to be a Hawks that Terry's okay with. I like Atlanta. I think they're one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference. Right now, I think it will be a toss-up between this one and the Indiana over for my last Woody standing pick. Could very well easily go with Atlanta. I think that one's a pretty confident play as well. Atlanta 2-1 this year. Their only loss was a bad loss to Cleveland. Not going to put that one behind them. They had an off night. It was whatever. On the other side, you get a New Orleans Pelicans team who has not really done much this year. 1-3 to start off. They finally won their first game last game against Minnesota. But they haven't really played, they played good teams, but nothing crazy. Philadelphia, which I still don't believe in, especially without a secondary or a third weapon in that team. They lost to Chicago. They've lost to Minnesota, and then they beat Minnesota. But they haven't really played that much, and they still are not playing all that well. I like Atlanta -6 in this game. I think they win by double digits. I think it's just a solid spot overall in this slate. So Atlanta -6 is going to be the play I like for this one.
Yeah, I'm leaning a little bit more towards New Orleans, but that's I'm not betting this game at all. I had this game around a 3-point spread, so I do see slight value with the Pelicans here. Did not bet this game though, so we'll move on.
That's fine. We'll go back to the chat. I caught up on B-ball. LOL, yeah, go hot Atlanta. Yeah, I like Atlanta. I'll probably end up making that my pick. But we'll go ahead and move on. You like the over? I don't mind that. That's an interesting spot. We'll go ahead and move on to the next game.
Yeah, Boston Celtics. I almost said Bruins there against the Washington Wizards. Celtics 4.5-point favorites, +165 here on the money line with the Wizards. Total 223.5 in this game. Where are you looking?
Washington's been balling. I don't know, but I know they lost badly to Brooklyn, but they've been pretty good to start the year. Wins against Toronto, a win in overtime against Indiana. Obviously, they lost to Brooklyn by 14. I'm going to put that one behind them. This team's been pretty good. Bradley Beal's been one of the better players so far this year. He's been shooting pretty well. He did miss one of the games, but he's been pretty solid. I'm going after Washington plus the points in this one. I got it 4.5. It's still 4.5, so that's kind of nice to see. It's Washington this game. I think that you can get enough from this team. It's an interesting cast of characters now. Bradley Beal, stationary from last year. Spencer Dinwiddie, Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell. I think this team is definitely going to be an interesting spot this year. I think they sneak into like a 6 or 7 spot in this Eastern Conference. I'm really high on this Washington team. So taking them plus 4.5, maybe even a sprinkle on that money line as well in this game.
Yeah, sounds good there. Yeah. I didn't get to this one at all. I have one other play in the NBA slate, and it's not on this game. So we'll move on.
That's fair.
Los Angeles Lakers here are at the Oklahoma City Thunder, not the Orlando Magic.
Oops.
Yeah, all good. 7-point favorites on the road here are the Lakers. Total 250 in this game. Or 250 run back here with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Total 218 in this game. Are we looking at the fade Lakers train again here?
It's not as much of a fade Lakers as fade both teams. I'm on the under. This is one of my late contributes to it. LeBron James did not play against the Spurs. I think you could. I think you could probably rule him out for tonight in the back-to-back in a back-to-back against OKC. Anthony Davis is managing knee soreness following Tuesday's overtime win against the Spurs. Maybe he might be out tonight. So you get two players that are. I wouldn't be surprised if at least one of AD or LeBron are out tonight. I would put my money more on LeBron being out. But it's a back-to-back against a bad OKC team. I don't think they need those two guys to win this game. But if they're both out, I like the under. Not as much firepower, not as much defense, because Anthony Davis brings a lot defensively to this Laker team. LeBron brings a decent amount of defense, but nothing crazy. But they both bring a lot of high offensive power. Without two of them or without one of them, I think we're getting this one to go way under. I think Oklahoma City scores a lot, doesn't score much in this game. Once again, one of the favorite plays that we like to do throughout the year. Orlando and Oklahoma City, team total under. It's up at 105. I think this one goes way under for them, especially if we get those two Laker guys out. I like the under a lot in this game.
Yeah, I think the team total under is probably one of the better looks here in this game for Oklahoma City. Looking at what they've done so far this season, 98 against Golden State. I mean, Golden State's a team that's going to put up points, and they don't play that great of defense. 103 against Philly. I cashed the team total under on that game. 91 against Houston. I think I cashed the team total under on that game. And 86 against Utah. They've yet to even sniff 105.5, and that's the line on this game. I would be going towards the team total under once again here with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think that's cashed in all 4 games, and that's where I would lean for this game. Once again, I only have one other play in this slate. I don't allocate that much of my bankroll to the NBA, so I only go off like 2, maybe 3 plays a day, and I chose 1 or 2 today.
Not to mention, both these teams are on their second leg of a back-to-back. Oklahoma City played last night in Oklahoma City.
And usually defense is what goes first in the back-to-backs.
Somewhat, you know. Under in the Hawks, I don't know. I think that both these two teams can score. So it would be a little bit scary of that. So we'll see. It's not even a far flight, so rest is not a problem. I'm not really as much worried. Oh, wait, which game are you referring to? Because now you're saying Boston and Washington over. I don't know what game you're referring to, Lex. What about Celtics game under? I would lean towards the over. Washington really pushes the pace, and Boston would run with them. So it would be lean towards the over in that game. But we'll go ahead and move on to this game.
Yeah, Milwaukee hosting the Minnesota Timberwolves in this game. They are 6.5-point favorites in this one here. Total of 229.5 in this game. Where are you looking at for this one?
Yeah, this one will be another one. I did say 3 games I passed on. I did pass on 3 games. Okay. One of the 3 games that I passed on. The last game of the night, the Cleveland game, will be the other game I passed on. It's just I didn't feel like there was any value on this game. Drew Holiday and Brook Lopez still remain out for this Milwaukee team, which is just going to hurt their depth. If anything, maybe it's a lean towards Minnesota, but it's in Milwaukee, so I really couldn't back that because Minnesota, I don't think it's going to end up being a good road team this year at all. couldn't really get a handle on this one. If Minnesota was at home, I would 100% be smashing whatever Minnesota number I had. But in Milwaukee, honestly, we could see this game. Minnesota can win this game straight up, or Milwaukee can win by 15. I would be like, yeah, either of those sound right. I really didn't have a good handle on this game. Maybe a lean towards the over, the 229.5, but ultimately not enough for me to want to get to this game. It's a pass for me.
For me, it'd be a lean towards the under in this game, to be completely honest. The Timberwolves so far this year have gone under the total in all 3 games. And if the total is 229.5, the only game they would have gone over was their first one against Houston by half a point. This is a Minnesota team that's been struggling offensively. They put up 96 against New Orleans, 98 against New Orleans, which we saw New Orleans hasn't been that great of a team. And looking on the other side here, we have the Bucks, who've put up 228. They've put up 232, 232, and 231. So they've been slightly going over these games. But this would be an underlook for me, if anything, in this game. But once again, did not get to it. I think the next game is the only other one I got to.
That's fair. Most confident play. I think Atlanta -6 and the over in the Indiana game. I'm just not sure which one I want to pick for my thing yet. Indiana, I would love an overtime game. I would love an overtime. That means that there's going to be more extra time to get that over. So,
because overtime is where unders go to die.
Yep. We'll go ahead and move on over to this game, which I like a little bit. I think it's a good game.
Yeah, we have the Sacramento Kings at the Phoenix Suns in this one here. Suns 8-point favorites in this game, around 280 run back here with the Sacramento Kings. 223 is the total for this one here. Where are you looking at for this one?
Yeah, this one opened up at a 9-point spread. It's dropped to an 8. And once again, bet your lines early. I got Sacramento +9. I just think that this game is going to be a lot closer than people think. I know that the Kings have they won their first game and then haven't covered since. But they played a good Utah team and a good Golden State team. Both of them still undefeated and going to be real big contributors. Phoenix has just come out flat. I really don't know what we can really expect from this Phoenix team. They beat the Lakers, and that's about it. It's definitely linked toward Sacramento. Maybe if you guys are risky enough, I don't mind that +280 for Sacramento Kings straight up today. I don't mind that. I like Sacramento. I think they cover. I think it's a 1-possession game at best in this one for Phoenix. I think this whole new no bumping into players during shots and the whole offensive foul instead of defensive foul, I think that's affecting the Suns the biggest because 2 big players that really love to do those BS fouls, Devin Booker and the king of them, Chris Paul. I think that's really affecting them. And this Sacramento team is scrappy. I think they keep it close. I even think they have a shot to win outright in this game. I like Sacramento in this game plus the 8. I got them +9.
Yeah, I'm on +8. By the time I got around to betting this game last night, and I still got this last night, it was an 8. I think it was a 9 for all of like an hour and a half yesterday. And yeah, I there's no way it can lay 8 points with the Phoenix Suns right now. The way they've played, they've lost their only home game, and they're playing more towards unders. They've gone under in 2 of their 3 games. The only time they've covered a game was against the LA Lakers. They won 115 to 105 on the road in LA. They only put up 98 points against the Denver Nuggets. They lost as 6-point favorites straight up in that game. They didn't cover as 3-point underdogs to the Portland Trailblazers. They lost 134 to 105. There's no way in hell I can lay 8 points for this one here. Give me Sacramento. Sacramento's been able to keep games semi-close. They did lose by 12 to Golden State as 3-point dogs, and they lost by 9 as 6-point dogs to Utah. But I think they keep this game close enough. I would lean towards the under in this game as well. Both these teams have gone under in 2 of their first 3 games. And at 224.5, I would lean that way. But for this game, I like the Sacramento Kings +8 as my last play for the NBA tonight.
And keep in mind, I've been on the right side of that Phoenix game every single time. I had Denver when they faced them. I had Phoenix against the Lakers, and I had Portland against the Suns. So I've had all 3 correct to start off against the or with the Suns. So I want to ride that still. Omar's in the chat saying, what up, what up? Good day for me last night. Hope everyone had a good betting night. It was all right. You cashed on the Braves run line. Wow, bold. I like it. I don't know.
Plus 1.5.
Plus 1.5. That's fair. Lakers plus 2.5. You got a 2.5. That's nice. Hey, we both cashed on that game too. I had Spurs plus 5.5 on that one, so I was happy with that. Under 223 in the Warriors game. That one pissed me off that Warriors couldn't cover. Jazz minus 7. If the Nuggets had Nikola Jokic the whole entire game, I think they would have won, to be completely honest, or at least cover. That injury kind of hurt, and then freaking injection of JaMychal Green in the fourth quarter didn't help either. Sacramento covers, yes, and maybe upset Suns, yes, I agree. For tonight's game, give me Wizards under 227. You got a good number on it then. You got a good number. I'm fine with that. Grizzlies over. We'll go over that one in a minute. I like that. Over in the Braves under. We'll see. I didn't bet the Braves game. It would be a lean towards the over though. Clippers under. Clippers against Cavs. We'll go over that one in just a minute. Hawks under. I don't know. Maybe a lean towards the over in that Hawks game. I didn't bet the total in that game though. Maybe a first half bet. Why not? And the Rat's in the chat saying, "Hi, awesome people. Hi, Rat." But we'll go ahead. We got 2 more NBA games, and I know Omar just mentioned the Memphis Grizzlies and the Portland Trailblazers. Nick, go ahead.
Yeah, Blazers here 2-point favorites at home. Plus 115 run back here with the Memphis Grizzlies. Total of 234 in this game. Where are we looking at for this one, Tim?
Over. I really just think that you're going to see a lot of pushing the tempo in this game. Memphis had a really good game against the Lakers where they covered last time. That was a really close game. They were a Ja Morant free throw away from covering that
From tying and sending to
overtime. Yeah. He had 40 points and 10 assists in that game. Ja Morant, MVP, could be in considerations for the start of the year so far. In his first 3 games, 40 points, 28 points, and 37 points. And he's been leading his team to a 2-1 record so far. Only lost against that Lakers, in which he had that 40-point game. Ja Morant's been nothing but dominant this year. I really like that pick. I'm on the over. I got it at 235.5. I know it's a bad line. I can just see both of these teams getting in the 120s, 130s, maybe even an overtime in this game. In that case, I just really like this. I just really, and I would be leaning towards Memphis in this game, to be honest. Ja Morant's just been doing a lot. Jaren Jackson Jr. has been shooting the ball well for him. Melton's always been good. Anderson's off the bench. Bane off the bench. I really just like this Memphis team a lot. And do not judge Portland on their last game against the Clippers. You are not going to see another game where Dame shoots 4 for 15 and 0 for 8 from 3. Not going to happen. Dame comes back tonight. He has a good performance. I think he can drop 40 points himself. Him and Morant could be 2 solid pieces for maybe a DFS lineup in this one. Maybe stacking that game. I really like that. But I like the over in this game. I think this one goes in the 140s, 150s. 240s, 250s.
Sounds good. Good.
Jabba the Hutt. Good morning. Good morning, Jabba. Hi, Groots. Nice to see my beardies in the chat. Rats are in the chat too. Waking up from that to say hi. Hi, Rats. Lonzo, Cherry, welcome. Tracking, but Toronto and Indiana overtime. I wouldn't mind that at all. I like the over in that game, so I wouldn't mind that. It's a 1-point spread, so I could easily see that one going. I can't see easily, but that one could definitely go to overtime. I just hope it goes over. So sure, I like your overtime bet. We'll go ahead. We got one more basketball game for tonight.
Yeah, this one at 10:40 p.m. Cleveland Cavaliers at the Los Angeles Clippers in this one. Clippers 8-point favorites in this one, plus 275 run back here with the Cavaliers. Total of 220. Where are you looking at for the last game here?
Yeah, for the last one, I think I lean towards the Cleveland plus the points. but this one is my third game that I did not bet tonight. It would probably be Cleveland. Once again, probably sprinkle on the money line if I'm going to be betting a big dog like that. I'm just not high on this Clipper team. I think they have a letdown spot after they absolutely blew out the Portland Trailblazers. Kawhi still out. He doesn't really have. Does he have a timetable? He says it just says in head of schedule. It doesn't have a timetable. This Cleveland team is completely healthy. They're a scrappy bunch. I would lean towards Cleveland in this game, but not enough for me to want to go ahead and bet it.
Yeah, looking at this one, I would actually lean the other way at the Clippers minus the 8. If there's ever a flat spot, how about winning as a 9.5 point underdog after winning as an 8-point underdog back-to-back games as a huge dog, and then continuing the road trip to LA. I would lean towards the Clippers in the spot. I can see a little bit of a flat spot here for the Cavaliers. And to be completely honest, if we have a spot, if they hadn't won these last 2 games, what would be the line in this game? If they didn't upset Denver and they didn't upset Atlanta the last 2 games, what'd be the line on this one? 11?
Maybe a
12?
10, maybe a 10.
I think we're getting some value here on the Clippers here. Be lean towards them minus the 8 points. I didn't get to this one, but that's where I'd be leaning in this one.
That's fair. Someone got to tell Cherry he can't bet the Denver Nuggets all the time just based on their name. Speaking of, are they playing tonight and how they look? No, they just finished their back-to-back yesterday. Their next game will be on Friday in Denver against the Mavericks. So there you go. Do you ever do live bet? No. I noticed it's quite good in NBA. And the OT you can get in the last couple of minutes of the game. It's usually, no, I don't. I know a lot of people who do, and it's just betting on the swings because normally you'll see one team go up big and then the other team catch up and then the other team go up big. Alley's a big component of this. I think Wilhelmina left it in the chat of Morningwood the other day where during that Denver-Cleveland game, at one point she got Cleveland plus 13 and then Denver plus 12.5 or whatever it was and cashed both of them. There is definitely money to be made in live betting, but personally, I don't watch the games. I'll watch one game maybe or I'll scoreboard watch. I don't really live bet because that's where you can really start to get into trouble in terms of betting too much and your $50 bet ends up turning into a $200 loser and you just got to be careful with live betting. So I personally don't. I know a lot of people who do, and it can be very, very lucrative. But that is all the games for tonight. But before we jump into a recap and then head on out for today, housekeeping as per usual. If you guys are new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Check out all the links in the description below. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Facebook, Picks and Parleys, Premium Plays, merch, all linked down below. Check it all out. Speaking of Picks and Parleys, check out all the streams today. I know Craig did his show earlier. Me and Nick now. Higgs at 12 on winning free picks. Allie 1:30 with Morningwood. 6 o'clock for the game time decision show with me, Nick, and Lenny. And there will be tons of free pick videos. There's always a Total Chaos that comes out. That's on video now. So lots of content coming out from all 3 channels. Check them all out. Earle Sports Bets, Winning Free Picks, and Picks and Parleys. Check all them out on YouTube. We'll go ahead and do a recap for today. I got a bunch of action. Big NBA slate today. Go Memphis over the total. Washington plus 4.5. Atlanta minus 6. Sacramento plus 9. Miami plus 4.5. Indiana over the 220. And the Lakers, OKC under the 218.
Yeah, a little bit smaller of a slate for me today. Looking forward to tomorrow's slate. I've already got 4 hockey plays locked in for tomorrow. But for today, going with the Florida Panthers here, minus 127. I like the Washington Capitals team total over 3.5. I like the Dallas Stars under 5.5. Edmonton Oilers over 6.5. In the NBA, I have 2 plays, Sacramento Kings plus 8 and the Miami Heat plus the 4.5.
I like it. We'll be there for game time decision. Sounds good, rats. That should wrap it up for today's show. I want to thank you guys all for watching. Nick, finish it on out.
Yeah, that's going to just about wrap it up for this one. We want to thank you guys as always for watching. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, and turn on those post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we are live here on ESP, which is every single morning, 10 or 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Earle Sports Bet Show. That's going to just about wrap it up for this one. We want to thank you guys as always for watching, and good luck today.
See you guys.